Welcome, you guys, to DNA Him and Her podcast. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also like the video. And after the video, if you have any ideas, comment down below.
All right. So today we got a few different things lined up for y'all. Come from a show we was watching. We was looking around for something to watch because we once we get caught up on our shows, we tend to try to find something else that we could do together.
Yeah.
And so if it's a rainy day, we ain't got nothing to do. We just try to find something.
We got our shows.
So we came across this show called Commit or Quit with Judge Toller. And basically, she go around and she help couples out trying to figure out, hey, should y'all get married? Because you might have the person who's worried about, is this person right for me? So forth, so on. And she kind of goes through and says, yeah, y'all should get married. Or y'all shouldn't get married. And in the process, she'll have them sign all the paperwork to get married. Or if they're already married, she'll have them sign divorce papers. So if she made the decision that y'all should get divorced, that's what's happening. You know what I mean? And so we was watching it, and there was three different ones that kind of stood out. One of them, these people had big old age gap. I think it was like one was like 12 years, I think it was, or something like that. And then another thing was there was a guy who was very controlling.
One had 20 years.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
that's
20
what that guy
years.
had. He had 20 years. He was old enough to be her dad. Yes, it was a 20-year thing because he actually helped her get on her feet and all that stuff. So we're gonna talk to you about how we feel about age differences. Second one is what is considered controlling. Like, you got people out there who feel like if you allow your man to lead, he's controlling you, or if you do everything your girl say, she's controlling you. And lastly, this is probably more so my wife talking to me, just kind of throwing things her way, trying to see how she feels about it. And that is, do women really want a bad boy? Because on the episode, there was a girl dating a guy, and they would get into it. They would break up for a day or two, or whatever. She would block him, delete his family, so forth, so on. Well, there was one time where they broke up, and that night he got shot, and she had blocked him. So when he tried to call her to tell her what was happening and he was bleeding out, he said in the streets, he was blocked. So she couldn't even do nothing for him. Why he ain't called the cops, I don't know. But it's just crazy.
Or you had that one that the guy kept going to jail.
Yes, yep.
Because he kept going back to the streets.
He kept going back to the streets, and she kept waiting on him until she couldn't wait no more.
Yeah.
And when he got out, he resented her. And they was trying to figure that part out, which I don't remember how that one ended. I don't remember.
They ended up staying together.
They stayed together. She thought they could stay together. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, age difference. Is there really too young or too old? And is there such thing as being too close in age?
I don't think there's a such thing as being too close in age at all. I think sometimes when you meet a person and you get to know them and you fall in love, you forget the ages.
I can see that, yeah.
There's a 3-year difference, and I can't tell the difference. Not trying to say he don't act his age, but I mean it's 3 years. That's it. Yeah. So I can't tell the difference. I think it just depends on when you meet.
Yes.
And how young one person is than the other. It can work out. I mean, I have family that is working, but I think it just all depends on the maturity level of that person that is the younger person. But honestly, no, maturity level of the older person too. Because some people, just because they age, don't mean their maturity level is better. Sometimes they still want to act like they're young and act childish,
Yeah.
So I think like I said, I think it all depends. If it's going to make you guys like have say for instance, if the girl is young and the guy is older and you're acting like her dad, that's where it becomes a problem, and vice versa.
And you kind of go into that controlling aspect of life where old enough to be their mama, so you act like they mama, or old enough to be their
Mm-hmm.
daddy, so you act like they daddy.
So you're constantly telling them what to do, and they can't tell you anything. They can't give you any advice or anything
None,
because you feel like
none.
they are little kids.
Yeah, I've
If
been
you
there,
already,
done that.
yeah, if you think like
Mhm.
that, then y'all shouldn't be together. No way.
Yeah, and not just that. What about like going on trips and hanging out and stuff? When you got somebody who's older, that person might feel like, I done been to the Bahamas 3, 4 times already to the Bahamas or
Mm-hmm.
Cancun or here and there. You know, I done been in them places. I don't want to do that. But for that
Yeah.
person, that's a new experience. You know what I mean? And throw a little curveball. What if they know, like, what if you say something wrong, like, I got married there. I don't want to go there. Like, how they feel about that, you know what I mean? Sometimes it just be like that. But my thought was when I was thinking like too close in age, sometimes, like you said earlier, when people are young,
Mm-hmm.
and so you got two 19-year-olds, a
Oh.
lot of time the female matures so much faster than the
Mm-hmm.
male
Mm-hmm.
that she's already kind of at that stage of trying to make sure she's secure in her home, her bank account, her
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle. Like she already trying to do those
Settling
things, you know what I
down.
mean? Especially if she got a kid,
Mm-hmm.
while the guy typically takes time to catch up,
Mm-hmm.
and so sometimes when you got, and I ain't gonna lie, when you under the age of 25, it might take you a time for a man, for guys, if y'all being real with yourselves, if, for me being real with myself, at, before the age of 25, 26, you still kind of figuring those things out because you still want to be young, you still want to run around, and a lot of us don't even want to accept our responsibilities. Not saying from a kid, just the responsibility of having a job and providing for yourself.
Right.
Sometimes that can become an issue when y'all too close in age for this to work because your mindset is still being young and kind of not really thinking about the future. You want to party, you want to hang out, while the other person, and it could be vice versa. You could have a situation where the girl wants, especially nowadays, the girl wants to hang out and ain't thinking nothing about the future. And the guy's trying to go to college or do this, trying to start up a business, whatever, you know what I mean? But when it comes to that age gap, another thing, and this is where I felt bad for one of the guys, and that's why I thought about the guy who's only like 10 to 12 years age difference. He had been with the girl for like 6 or 7 years, but she was, I think, 10, maybe 12 years older than him. He wanted a kid, and he was only 36.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to give him a kid, but they was having issues because she was 46. And
I forgot about that.
that age gap to where maybe if they both was 36, then it might could have worked. And then this is where it sucks for women. When you get to that spot, your body really can't carry that baby for real. You got way higher risk.
And it becomes dangerous.
For men, you might have a lower swim count in them 40s, but you still got a chance of impregnating your wife, who's 36 and you're 46. Or even if it's that 20-year gap, if you're 46 and she's 26, you can still do that. But when it's vice versa, it's kind of hard to really be on the same playing field. Like,
so do you guys feel like that's fair for the younger person to not have a child? I mean, if they're okay with it and
I don't think it's fair. I'm just be honest.
I mean, if they're okay with it, and I mean, some people just
some people don't want kids.
That's and true. It works out for them.
But if the younger person is pushing for the kid,
and the other person say they're just saying no, not because they can't, but they're just saying no because they feel like they're too old. That's when I feel like it's not fair.
Yes,
and because you knew what you were getting into,
and also they go, my kid's already graduated.
Yeah.
My kid's your age.
Yeah.
Well, a couple mine's older than you. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's almost like they throw certain stuff in your face. You know what I mean? And it don't help the situation out. So
I agree.
Blending into the age gap, going into controlling. What would you consider to be controlling?
Controlling is when I feel like that person feels like they are right all the time and you should do exactly what they say at that time. they don't want you talking to certain people,
Mm.
then you can't. They don't want you. This is touchy, like hanging out. That's kind of touchy because a lot of people that are not in like marriages or
Okay.
I'll say,
Let's preference it with this so
Okay.
everybody knows. There's no infidelities. There's no type of things where there's any trust issues.
Okay.
We're just strictly talking about them not
Control.
wanting you to do
To
certain
do something.
things,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
That way we don't, I mean, because people in the comments, y'all might go, well, what if this happened or that happened? We're just going to preface this by saying none of that has ever happened. And this is just how this person goes about life.
Sometimes it has nothing to do with trust. They just don't like that person.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's touchy still because in relationships and in marriages, I hear people say all the time, like, oh, he's controlling because he doesn't want his wife going somewhere. No, when you marry someone,
Mm-hmm.
you guys have to be in agreement. You can't just, it's no longer, I'm going to do what I want to do. Because if you want to do what you want to do, you need to be single. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You may not agree, but you have to trust your husband or wife, with, it could be something like for me, I have these dreams sometimes. And if I don't feel comfortable, I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with trust or anything. And I say, babe, I don't want you to go.
Yeah.
He don't be like,
that's true.
You don't own me. No, that's not how that works. He gonna be like, okay, he might ask why, whatever, but I don't feel comfortable, or I just feel like where we're going in life, maybe sometimes you outgrow people.
That's true, 100%.
And if you continue to hang out with this person, it might interfere with where you're trying to go. So that's different. I don't feel like that's control. But if this person is just being controlling, like, I don't want you hanging out with your mom. What was you and your mom doing? Y'all was probably talking about me. Some people get like
they
that.
Doing the isolation tactics.
Yeah, just kind of isolating you. That's controlling.
Okay, so yeah, I agree with that, and it's always that thin line of knowing what controlling is, because say like you're dating that person and they kind of tell you ahead of time, hey, every June, me and the guys or me and the girls, we do girls weekend or guys weekend. Sometimes we might go on a cruise. Sometimes we might go to Vegas. Sometimes we go to a ball game for the weekend and just hang out. Like, if you kind of know those things ahead of time, would you consider controlling if you're trying to tell them now that we're married, I don't want you doing that?
Okay, so if we were dating and you were already doing that, I don't see the problem of us being married and changing that up, unless I really felt uncomfortable at that time when you were doing it when we were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
And that's where you should open your mouth. Then if you had a problem then. But yeah, I don't know, that's tricky because me and my husband, we've never really done that. No. But we didn't do it before.
And that's what I was
either.
about to say, but neither one of us had that type of, hey, I go do this all the time, I mean,
like the most you went on a fishing trip with my dad and them. But other than that, we've never done that. Usually if we go out of town, we want to go together. A lot of reasons are because we work a lot. So any chance we can get, we spend time with each other. So I really don't know. I can't answer that. Y'all let me know in the comments.
Please,
what you think.
How do y'all feel about that? And have y'all ever been in a situation where you started off kind of okay with it, but as time progressed, you had to tell like your girl, like, hey, I really don't like when you hang out with such and such, because her IG be crazy. Seem like y'all be doing some inappropriate stuff, like, have you been in that position, or vice versa for the women? I don't like when you hang with him because your phone always seem to die. You know what I mean? So just let us know in the comments, okay? Which leads to this. Do women really want a bad boy and everything that comes with it?
Okay, so in my younger days,
Shout it, wanna thug.
I know. In my younger days, that was in. That was in, but you were so oblivious to what that meant.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you really didn't know.
That's why I said everything that comes with it.
Yes, you really didn't know what that was. And so, like, at that time, we weren't driving cars or anything like that. So it's not like I have this street boy and he's selling and doing all this stuff. Like, there's girls that got killed,
Yeah.
being with their boyfriend in their car because of that. So in my younger days, I feel like we did feel like we needed a bad boy, not the little nerdy boys from school or whatever. But now I'm in my 30s now, so I definitely don't want that. I worry too much. And serious, my nerves be bad.
Let me time you out and ask you this. What is your definition of a bad boy? Does he have to be in the streets?
Okay, so I was getting to that.
Okay.
Because I'm saying no, but that don't mean my husband, I don't feel like he's that. So what I feel like, and I don't want to call it a bad boy because you're not a bad boy, but I know my husband will handle things. That's what I need.
Okay.
I don't need no punk.
So you just want the protection. You want to know you'll be protected.
I need a protector. Okay. And I think we were a little confused when we were younger what that was, but I need a protector. So I need to know that something goes down, my husband gonna stand in front of me.
Yeah.
Not behind me.
Got you.
Hiding. And so like I said, I wouldn't consider that as a bad boy though. Yeah. Like, I just know I know my husband can fight. Don't want him to fight, but I know he can handle his if need be, or he's going to try to do whatever he can to protect his family, and that's what I want.
Got you. So,
and he ain't gonna go to jail. He's not about to get shot up,
unless it calls for it. Sometimes you just gotta revert. Anyways,
Lord Jesus.
So, for me, when I think of a bad boy, it could be a guy that's kind of in the streets. It could be a guy that's not necessarily, I wouldn't necessarily say in the streets, but he just kind of lives a lifestyle where he's around, you know what I mean? And he's the guy that kind of all the ladies want, and every dude wants to be friends with him. Like, the bad boy is the guy that kind of like, he's just that popular kid in a way that everybody knows who he is, and girls kind of know, like, he could be dating her this weekend and that other girl the next weekend, but they okay long as it's they turn to be dated. You know what I mean? Like, this is how I see things when I was, in high school.
That's like, what you consider a bad boy.
Yeah,
everybody want him.
Yeah, the boy that everybody wants,
but can't nobody really have him,
and he's never actually faithful. You know what I mean? And when I say faithful, I don't mean just in his relationship to his girl. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. Yeah. He's just kind of living life, and going through things, because I think sometimes it get misinterpreted what a bad boy is. When we think bad boy, we do automatically think a thug.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's necessarily just that. It's a guy that's breaking hearts. You know what I mean? And you don't even realize that this is what he does.
Okay, I can see that. I guess I didn't look at it like that, like a bad boy, like straight cheater.
Yes, he's the Drake lifestyle.
I was thinking, because of course we don't want no cheater though. We don't think of like.
No, you don't. But to get that guy that you like, man, he's so fine. Just thunderstorm.
Sorry, no, I was wondering what they are, but Nevaeh's probably scared.
But to get that guy that everybody wants, that you like, he's so fine, man. You love the way he dressed, he smell good, he always these things. I would say there's like a 2% chance that guy is faithful to that girl, and not even those guys who end up the prom king with the prom queen. Even he 9 times out of 10 is a bad boy that's just doing what they do.
Because he's popular.
Yes. But y'all let us know in the comments if that's what you think of a bad boy or what you think a bad boy is. Because for me, I just think, especially when you hit them early 20s and girls want that dude that they think is the bad boy.
Mhm.
And I ain't saying the cheater. Let's kind of remove the cheater part.
Okay, because I was about to say when we think like,
You know
"Ooh,
what I
I
mean?
don't want this bad boy to be
Because
cheating."
that's the hidden part that you never really
Yeah.
know of. That's the hidden
It's
part.
just like, oh, he
You
was
know,
good. People do
yeah,
want him, but
y'all want that guy right there. He's got the nice car. You know, he kind of the
yeah,
fly guy
swag.
around. Yeah, he's dripped out. Y'all want him.
Oh, that's a new word.
You know,
Swag.
y'all want him. You know, and y'all don't know that it comes with all of that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's what I think when I think bad boy. It comes with the other face that you can't see.
Two-Face.
Yes. Y'all Gemini lifestyle. No shots intended. but y'all let us know what y'all think. How do y'all feel about age differences? Y'all let us know what is considered controlling, how you feel about being controlled, or if you're a controller. You know what I mean? Or if you never even thought about it. And y'all let us know if you still want that bad boy. Or for my guys in the early 20s, late teens, y'all want that bad girl. They out there. Next time, this is DNA, Him and Her podcast.